And I started recording on a cough. That sucks. That was stupid. And we're recording. Oh my god. Ugh. Okay. Welcome, our one or two people, or Sestonn, who eventually comes back to watch this when he needs notes, because these are better than his notes, because his notes suck. All right. So, here we are. We completed our night, but Jack never joined us. So the beginning of tonight's session is going to be a "Where the fuck was Jack?" night, to make up for the two that he was gone. So let's read over our little what the hell is going on recap. Oh, that's for me. I have to move you guys to it. Come on, computer. Do the things I say. Come on. Come on. Yes. Recap. Okay. The final death. This is episode 3. Even the immortal kindred don't last forever. Sunlight, fire, decapitation. There are ways to destroy them. The spines of the cactus, in their 21 years of unlife, have experienced more horror than most kindred twice their age. From the cold-blooded murder of a stripper behind Noche Vita, to being trapped in an RV trailer while their friend's hand was cut off, and to the torture of Craig and the rescue of Emily. What they haven't experienced so far is the true loss of someone close to them. But death comes to everyone, even the monsters of the night, and this is the story of how the spines of the cactus were forced to learn that the dead can die again. That they do die again. That the final death is indeed something to fear. The night is a dangerous place with enemies in every shadow. Sometimes they even look like friends. Nowhere is safe. Danger is all around you. War has fallen on the kindred of El Paso, and it couldn't have happened at a worse time. The Second Inquisition is seething at the loss of its agents. Faith hunters have been tracking kindred for months. The Sabbat is out there, somewhere. Antoine Salazar still wants Craig. Archbishop Felix Zambada Valdez has been organizing the Sabbat, and according to the Prince of Mexico City, Rodrigo is still pulling their strings. In addition, lupine activity has started to surge again, though for the most part they have stayed out of kindred business. But wolves will be wolves, and eventually their business will clash with kindred business. It always does. So no, this was not a good time for the clans to go to war. But war was inevitable, and now the best thing to do is bring it to a swift end. The spines of the cactus are trying to support Prince James and maintain their neutrality at the same time. An impossible task, but so far, so good. Jessica and Hector met with the Malkavian clan in an attempt to break them away from the anarchs of Baron Vincent's camp. Prince James doesn't care where they go, only that they are no longer assisting Baron Vincent. When it turned out that Aaron Hopkins, Jessica's sire and leader of the local Malkavians, was bloodbound to Vincent, Jessica decided she was going to break that blood bond. The spines of the cactus gathered at the abandoned motel behind the Scarlet Song, all but Jack, and it was there that they met Dragos, sometimes referring to himself as Joker. Dragos said that he was attracted to this spot due to the number of children of Malkov. He claims to be the sire's sire of Aaron Hopkins, and that he just woke after a 50-year rest to lower the potency of his blood. Aaron Hopkins calls him master, and earlier that night during his conversation with Jessica and Hector, he had mentioned that his master was Sabbat, and that it wasn't until he was out of his master's shadow that he was able to break away from them. His past is the likely reason that Prince James never accepted him. Dragos turns out to be an interesting character. He seemed quick to excitement and open to sharing what knowledge he had, though the ritual Jessica goes through to absorb and burn out Vincent's bond over Hopkins leaves the cactus too busy and distracted to make use of Dragos' forthright temperament. Before the sun rises, Dragos excuses himself. He is offered a room at the motel, the same as the other Malkavians are offered, but he politely refuses, stating simply that he hasn't reached that level of trustworthiness. Now we retrace the night and open on a limousine. Inside is Jack Levington and Prince Goldman's herald, Eric Powers. So, Jack, as a curiosity, where did you have Powers pick you up from? Because you probably didn't tell him where your house was.
I had him pick me up at. I actually met him in front of, on the other side of a police precinct.
Okay,
So I hung around a fairly public space.
sounds good. I figured
Not
it
like
would be
just out
something
and
like that.
about, but nearby.
I figured it was something like that.
My
So,
goal is just to reduce the likelihood of like some kind of violence if it
right,
was
in case it was a
planned to
trap.
be an attack.
Right. Okay, so you guys all remember who Eric Powers is?
I don't. Was he the one that bought us
Remind me.
the van?
Yes, he's the one that bought you guys the van that you wrecked like 2 days later by ripping the
We
fucking
had
steering
more
wheel
than
right
2
off of
days.
it. So, yeah, so that's who he is. And now he is the herald of Prince Goldman, meaning that he acts as Goldman's voice. So, like, Goldman tells him to go do stuff, and he acts as the prince's voice.
Hmm.
Okay, so Eric Powers is seated with Jack and in the back of the limousine. And, there's a driver. The shield between the driver compartment and the back is closed, so the driver's not listening in on you guys. And you are on your way to the central office for Sun City Bank, which is where the Prince of El Paso, Goldman, has set up his court. So how are things been? How are things been, Jack?
Not great, but the van got some good use until it lost the wheel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna kid, man. That was an expensive van, and that cost me. But what you guys came back
It
with, it was worth it. So I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad it worked out. I'm not in a
real
hurry to get you
real
another one,
Saving
though.
Private Ryan kind of moment, I guess.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not in a hurry to get you guys another one, though.
no, I understand that.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we should get something with like, I don't know, maybe a bit of a lift kit or something that has
Yeah.
some suspension and off road ability,
Yeah.
but
And
ideally,
maybe a little bit downgraded on the tech, so the damn thing isn't so expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe
I can
simple.
get you
But
guys.
anyway, that aside,
Yeah, I can get you guys something
that aside,
useful, but that's not going to run me that that kind of price. So that aside, what?
uh, things are, well, not great for all the reasons you can imagine. But at least we have that one little win, and hopefully it won't turn into a bigger loss.
Right. Right.
We're we're gonna try our best.
Yeah. It has been about 3 months, just so you know, because you weren't here for the first.
Hmm.
Okay. So how well do you know the prince? I was kind of surprised when he called for you specifically.
Oh, um, we've talked before. Um,
So not that well.
I don't exactly fit in with the Ventru. Um,
I mean, you and I get along
say
pretty well.
that. Yeah, but the larger picture, I guess you could say,
Well, yeah.
not just individual people. I get along with lots of individual people just well, but I guess it's the politics of everything, the bigger stuff that I struggle with.
Well, the politics of it is it's in your blood now. It's going to start calling to you pretty soon, I bet.
Oh yeah, it already has.
Yeah. So
The
how
uh
old
the
how old
wheel
are
may
you
have
now? 20 years or so? Is that
Yeah,
what I heard? Yeah.
about 20.
Oh.
One could say the wheel damage was the politics showing themselves in a
Yeah.
funny way.
Oh.
But
Oh, wow.
it's like when something doesn't work for you and it's just not doing what you need it to do, it's like you have to,
Mhm.
you just have this instinct to break what's not working, even though it doesn't make sense
That
to do
is
that.
exactly how we feel it. A lot of times that's something that we have to break as a person. That's the unfortunate behind it.
That aside, things are fine, I guess.
Yeah, I do think it's your work and the recovery of the Bruja girl it's really done wonders for your reputation. And all that information that
Well,
you stole and that you shared with us, your coterie's influence is growing quickly. Your names are being mentioned all across the city now.
at least something came out.
Yeah.
Jack is like very whole exchange and has been for like the last, so like ever since that whole event, it's
Hmm.
psychologically and emotionally rough on Jack.
Yeah. He hasn't been doing too well since having to kill cops.
Not just, I mean, that's a big part of it, but just people that didn't fit his, people that didn't deserve it,
Yeah.
but especially people that were law enforcement in any
Hmm.
capacity. Because he's sort of, his whole thing has been like, oh man, if we just keep our worlds separate, we can just sort of protect our sides of the coin.
Right.
But when they clash, and it's like the sort of facade of making that work breaks apart.
Yeah, I also heard a story about you from when I was back in Phoenix. They tell me. I
Hmm.
hear that when you and your friends, your little coterie, before you were a coterie, when you guys were like a week old, you were going to be tried by Goldman when he was acting as interim prince, and you guys ran from him. What's the story on that? I mean, I've
Well,
heard
it's,
all I've heard is hearsay and rumor.
let's say it didn't exactly set our relationship off to a good start. Not that it was, I would say, necessarily anybody's fault but the Sabat. Um,
Oh, so it was about the Sabbat. That's what I heard. That it was because you guys murdered a Sabbat pack.
we didn't,
I didn't help it.
we didn't know at the time. We were a week old. We had no information.
You're a
It
week
was
old.
a
Wow.
self defense incident, and we didn't understand at all what was happening.
Wow. Were your sires
I
were your sires punished for it instead of you? Is that what how it
well,
ended up?
to be honest, it never really got fully resolved.
Hmm. I guess it helped when it turned out that Prince James wasn't dead, huh?
Yeah, that definitely helped.
Okay.
But yeah.
You can keep talking. Go ahead.
Oh, that was Jack's done.
Okay. Yep. And so the car takes you to it's like a three-story central office building for the bank. A lot of the office buildings for the different like multiple branch banks in the city are downtown, but this one is over by the airport, which makes sense considering that it's a Ventru bank and the Ventru own everything around the airport in this city, and downtown is kind of a Toreador section because it's all
Mm,
artsy.
get
So,
it.
you know, that makes sense. And I don't, you probably haven't been here, but being Ventru, you probably knew that this was, Goldman's place.
Mm.
It's always been Goldman's place, this bank. So the car pulls up and the driver comes out, opens the door and both of you guys get out.
I step out.
Yeah.
Nod my head to the driver. Thank you.
And he nods his head back, and then he takes the car, and the car leaves. And Eric Powers brings you inside.
All right.
Takes you up the elevator to the 3rd floor.
Here we go.
And on the 3rd floor, there's just a few simple chairs that are outside of a heavy double doors, and there are also 2 guards at the double doors. These are armed guards with, they just look like normal security guards that you would expect. They're in black suits, and they've got handguns. And pretty silent type, but. Okay. And Eric says, if you don't mind having a seat, then I'll go in and let them know that you're here.
All right. And I take my seat. Curiosity. Did they check me for weapons or anything?
No. No, they did not.
Okay. Then I guess I'll just know that I've got my M1911 concealed.
Yeah, I don't. They're not very interested in not only the fact that, well, A, they have guards, B, guns don't kill vampires, and C, you're not allowed to kill vampires. So, they don't seem too worried about it. And plus, you're their clan, so.
Yeah.
And you're a fucking cop, like down to your soul. So, yeah. So you wonder if they ever frisk anybody. But, if they're letting you have your weapon or if they're just that negligent.
It's more of just making sure this isn't I'm about to get jumped horribly.
Well, if it is, they're letting you keep your gun.
Yeah.
Whether it's stupidity or respect, you don't know, but they're letting you keep your gun. All right, so yeah, Masters goes inside. Like half an hour goes by, and one of the guards says to you, "Hey, sir, do you need anything while you're waiting?"
I think I'm fine.
Okay.
But thank you for offering, sir.
If you need anything, just let me know. And then he goes back to just standing there.
Noted.
Yeah. You wait like another 30 minutes. Now it's pushing 11:30, and you get a phone call. Who called him? I don't remember. This would be either Jessica or Hector. One of them called everybody. I don't remember who it was. Called or texted.
What did we call or text about?
That
call.
Okay, so at this point, Hector and Jessica just finished their talk with Aaron Hopkins and his 2 childer. You found out that Aaron has been bloodbound to Baron Vincent, and Jessica wants to remove it, and you guys are going to go to the motel. So you are going to gather your coterie there. Who makes the phone call? Or text. I don't know how you... Anyway, somebody call or text Jack.
I did.
Okay. Do you call or text?
Call him.
Okay. Jack, your phone rings. It's Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
Oh, so apparently my sire has been bloodbound, and we're gonna go remove it right now.
To who? Wait, hold on. This isn't something we need to talk on over the phone. But okay.
We're gonna go back to the place with the thing and this stuff, and take care of it over there.
All right, I understand. Stay safe.
All right.
I had to stop by an ATM. See if she understands that. Then I'm gonna hang up.
Okay. No, she probably doesn't understand that at all. Okay.
No,
So
I don't.
he spoke to you in some kind of code about an ATM that was supposed to mean something, but you don't got it. But he's in the middle of something. That's it. He tried to tell you what it was, but you didn't understand.
Mm-mm.
And as far as
She thinks it means ass to mouth.
yeah, that's what he's in the middle of some ass to mouth. Yeah.
Ugh.
Of course.
That was good, thanks. Okay. And Jack, she mentioned that she's going to deal with a blood bond, and to your knowledge, that's not a thing.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that ability.
No. Unless
Okay.
she could possibly have told you that she can do that, but other than her maybe have telling you, that's not supposed to be something that can happen. A blood bond is permanent until it wears off. It can't be broken except by the Sabbat. And they
Oh
break
yeah,
it
that's
by
right. Because
forming a we you don't know the ritual's name, but you know it's some kind of a ritual that they perform, and they blood bond themselves to themselves in a pack. And that's
oh, that's
supposed to be
right.
able to
Because
break any Camarilla bond. And
I remember
right.
I remember table talk that she had told my wife about, but then like explicitly said like no, I'm not going to tell. Like
Yeah, so
she mentioned that.
yeah, so this
So
is
that's
her
why.
chance to
Yeah.
shine, you guess. Maybe you'll get
Mhm.
out of here in time to go help.
Yeah. So I'm just
Obviously
gonna.
you don't, but maybe you will.
Yeah. As I think to myself, I'm like, wait a minute, what did we just talk about? She just what? So I'm like thinking to myself, like internally, break the blood bond. That's not.
Another
That would have been helpful.
another hour goes by before Eric Powers comes out of that double door. They're ready for you, Jack.
Did you guys finish your game of Risk?
No. No. No, but
Okay,
we're tabling it for later.
understood. All right, I kid, and I walk in.
Okay. You walk in just as you see them putting away the box of Risk. No. Wouldn't wouldn't that be funny?
That
No.
that'd be
Funny if they really
a
did that.
big way to flex on someone. It's like, oh yeah, thanks for showing up. Let us finish our game of Risk. It'll be a few hours.
Okay.
Um. All right.
So as you enter, Prince Goldman is
Nice.
seated at the head of the table.
Okay.
He is
So,
a little bit. I mean, he looks the same as you saw him. What I don't. I guess the only time you've ever seen him was that one time in Mother's Lair, 20 years ago. But he still looks the same. Light gray suit, white hair, beard, and
nice.
sitting across from him
Mhm.
is Sheriff Isaac, who you have met a couple of times, but you never really had a conversation on screen, but you probably have had a couple of conversations with off screen.
Yeah.
You're definitely not as close to him as you are with James's sheriff. James's sheriff actually does some things with you on occasion. Sheriff Isaac has never sought you out for assistance on anything.
Okay.
In the middle of the table, to the left of Goldman, on Goldman's left side, is the Ventru Primogen Timothy Hale, and next to him is the Toreador Primogen Cynthia Villarreal. Up until this moment, you did not think the Toreador clan was sided with Goldman. So I want you to make me a wits and subterfuge roll to conceal that surprise.
Wits subterfuge. Okay.
1
Hmm.
success. So You know, you're in a room full of people with like 3s plus of insight, so they probably all noticed. But I'm not going to roll for them. Anyway, you don't feel real confident that you were able to hide your surprise seeing her here.
Yeah.
And then Eric Masters walks around to the other side of the table and takes a seat just to the left of Goldman, acting as his left hand. Prince Goldman actually stands to welcome Jack to the table. Welcome, Jack Levington. Thank you for joining us. I want you to roll me a charisma and etiquette roll. And this roll will represent the Jack's like political etiquette and posturing in an official capacity during the entire scene. You're only going to make one of these.
Okay.
No pressure.
1. I have
That's not a very
one.
big die.
I have a charisma of 1 and no etiquette.
Okay.
So I do as best as I can. I like
That. Yeah, that's
a quick
pretty
bow.
darn good considering your raw lack of charisma and not knowing whether you should stick your thumb up your ass or not when you have an itch at that.
So just like,
As Hector said, ass to mouth.
Mm-hmm.
thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Please have a seat. Join us.
Take my seat. Is he gesturing to a specific? Is he gesturing for me to sit
He's
next to him, or just
gesturing
any
for
of the chairs?
to sit in any of the chairs on the other side where you'll be by yourself, across from the Primogen.
Okay, then I'll sit in that middle chair.
Okay,
So like equal distance from everyone.
sounds good. And Goldman sits back down. So, Jack, do you know everyone here? I know you know
yes,
you know Eric, and I know you know Timothy Hale, Mr. Hale, and I know you know Isaac. Do you know Miss Villarreal?
Yes, we have met before.
Yeah, and she nods her head. Yes, my prince. We've met a few times. I own the little club that they're housed up in. Good.
She, the Toreador clan has been very helpful in our coteries' efforts to keep the Sabbat out of the city.
And she smiles at that. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to help. So, Goldman sits down. So let me start off by thanking you and your coterie for the great work that you guys have done. The return of Emily Costas before the Inquisition could learn anything, that alone deserves commendation. But then we have to add
Thank you.
we have to add in the service that you've done all local kindred by awareing us of those who were under their eye. And we would like to we would like to have called your entire coterie here to meet with us, but I wasn't sure what their reaction would be. Not only do we have that bit of past, you know, between us, between you four and myself, but also, you know, two of your coterie are aligned with the Anarchs, and one of you is one of James's Assamites, and then the Malkavian girl, Jessica, well, her clan is in Vincent's hand. I don't really know where she stands, but I decided that it would be best to speak with only you for now, and allow you to carry this good fortune to the rest of your coterie.
I believe that was a prudent decision based on the chaotic circumstances of the moment.
Yes. The kindred affairs in the city are a mess. We're doing what we can to clean it up as quickly as possible, but things aren't fitting into place. Not yet. So the Prince of El Paso, he like puts back his air of authority as he says this. The Prince of El Paso owns the spines of Cactus, a major boon. We are in debt to that service that you have provided. So I want you to make me an intelligence and etiquette roll, and I'll explain to you what a major boon is, unless you or Jack already know.
I think. I mean, it's like an. It's a specific
James gave
term.
us boons, remember?
Right?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a
we did
Yeah,
specific
talk
James
about it a
term,
little
did.
bit, but
and it's
if you,
like it's a favor, but like it's like official.
yeah, yeah, you did go on that. It's an official favor, and in the in a world of people that live forever, money has very little meaning between you. Money is how you deal with the mortal world. Boons, favors, is the currency of the kindred. So him offering you a major boon is a fantastic payment. So
Thank you very much for this gift that you were willing to bestow on the coterie
That's a security
under the
man.
cactus. It's
I
greatly appreciated, and
make sure you bring that information to them. It's not just a reward for you, but for your coterie as a whole. I want them to know that even though our political ideas may not fall in line, that we are still respecting the level of neutrality that they're trying to hold. And even if they aren't, so long as they continue to do a job uh, that helps all kindred in the city, then
that
we
is a
are
very
appreciative.
that is very prudent and wise stance to take. Apologies if that. Please don't misinterpret that as some kind of threat. I did not speak well in that moment just now, but um, thank you very much, and absolutely, I will relay it to the rest because obviously I am but one member of the Spines of the Cactus, and by no means speak for them as a whole. So I will discuss this with the rest of them when I return to speak with them all.
Good, good. So that's not the only reason that we brought you here. We also want to talk about some more things.
By
So,
means, please do.
and this first topic that we want to discuss with you, you are completely within your own right to deny us. We want to make that clear before we ask this. So this would be an assistance upon this court, not insistence, assistance. This would be an assistance to this court if you agree, but if you do not, there is no punishment, there is no penalty. In fact, we may even, some of us, may even respect you for it. So the question is, do you have any news that you want to share with us about the other factions? You and your coterie alone are the only coterie in the city with access to meet with the other factions. So we're wondering if you have any information you might be willing to share with us to help us end this war more quickly and clean up the chaos.
Well, um, first, let me say that I do speak for the rest of the coterie when I say this. Uh, it is our desire as a coterie that peace, as quickly as possible, be restored to the city between all sides of the current um, hostilities. Obviously, because of the greater threats that are much more dangerous that exist outside of our city towards all of us. Um, and to that uh, hoped peace, we would love to use our position as a group that can meet with all parties, facilitate negotiation and discussion between all parties. So, first, I would just like to make that clear. As it is our desire that we present a unified front against the Sabbat and all other non-kindred threats that exist as well, especially in this trying time of the Second Inquisition and the extreme danger that presents to all of us. Now, regarding the other factions,
He leans his
it may
elbows on
be
the
of no.
table. He puts his elbows on the table and kind of leans in. You have all of his attention.
It is of probably no surprise to any of you that I am not exactly politically inclined. Um, I do not typically end up privy to much information. I attempt to keep myself out of those kind of quarrels for the exact reason that I can maintain the position of neutrality. Um, that being said, it would be distasteful and not treacherous, but a lesser version. It would be wrong for me to discuss the other factions without speaking to the rest of my coterie. Um,
Prince
so
Goldman, he gives just a little bit of a chuckle at that and glances towards Timothy Hale on the other side of the table from you. I told you that they're wanting to remain neutral, and despite his ties to the Camarilla, he will not betray his coterie, nor James. You were right. You were right, my prince, Hale says. You know, I respect that, Jack. I really do, Goldman says.
thank you. Your words are
I,
kind,
I
and
can't
I
say, I
appreciate
mean,
them.
as much as I respect it, I can't say that I'm not disappointed. It would have been great if you were able to share us any information on numbers or locations, anything that we could use, not necessarily in an attack, but, in a forceful threat, anything that we could use to end the war. But like I told Mr. Hale, I did not expect you to give us that information. So
Yeah.
thank you for your honesty.
Thank you for uh, not, I guess, pressuring me to. Thank you for giving me the option to uh, be honest in that way.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Cynthia Virial,
I
Corridor
res-
Primogen, she says, how about Prince James? On a personal level, how's he doing? Not,
um,
not politically speaking, not speaking war and numbers, just, in his own mind. How's he holding up? He's lost a lot.
um, the question of how someone is doing is hard enough to answer for, well, humans, but for us, with decades, centuries, or millennia to
Well,
stew and fester in our own issues, it's hard to
isn't
say how anyone's
isn't that
doing
the
on.
truth? Isn't that the truth?
But um, although I am not very astute when it comes to, let's just say I'm no psychologist, but I believe he's doing fine.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
And I'm sure he would be doing much better, as I believe all of us would, if we are able to uh, have a peaceful resolution to the current conflicts.
I'm sure he would. Please let him know that I asked about it, at least.
I will relay that.
Well, do you have any questions for us? Goldman says.
Um,
Or any, maybe perhaps you're wanting to call in the prince's favor, if you have any idea.
well, first, if I may speak to Sheriff Isaac, and I turn to him. Uh, it has been a bit since we have talked. Obviously, because of the current circumstances, there's been significantly less sharing of intelligence regarding current. Um, that being said, please do keep in touch with us with any information that you have, and we will do in kind so that we can properly coordinate any necessary responses. Unfortunately, the Second Inquisition has not stopped the threat, and in many ways has given them a opportunity, as the Camarilla is facing, one could say, multiple fronts because of the Inquisition. So I would just ask that if there is any information that will be shared, we will share with you, and we hope that you will
Absolutely. In fact,
do the same.
I'm working on trying to track these faith hunters. The way it appears, there are 3 faith hunters in the city hunting us. So most of us were already going to ground before they even arrived. So they haven't had a lot of effect except on the young and the naive. But we are trying to track them, and any information that we get, I will definitely share with our Watchman coterie. And I would appreciate it if you can relay to me any information that you guys find as well, so we can stay on
That
top
is
of it.
that is appreciated. Regarding the Faith Hunters, um, obviously the actions that my coterie took played a part in their entrance into current circumstances,
He nods
um,
his head.
which we apologize for. But the Faith Hunters, this is a question I was wondering if you had any information towards. Um, in what capacity are they officially connected to the, I guess you could say, federal law enforcement structure, if you have any knowledge? Because this is still something that I'm trying to wrap my head around, this sort of combination of, you know, the church, like organized religion, and the state and hunting us.
The I don't have a lot of knowledge on that, Sheriff Isaac says. What we do know is that the Vatican has never completely given up its hunt for us, even when the First Inquisition failed. So there are orders of knights that Rome has produced to continue to hunt us. And those knights are now finding new use for their skills,
Hmm.
assisting with the Second Inquisition's intelligence forces.
It is not a good development, but it is most likely that there is a significant amount, if not complete, cooperation between the Vatican and Washington in this current set of circumstances.
Yeah, we believe so. We believe so.
And nothing is better
There have
than.
been. Did you hear about the raid on Vienna, where they took out all of the top Tremere? It's been a while.
Yeah, I've
That
I've heard the details, and
yeah.
they not the kind of thing you expect to hear regarding uh, kindred matters,
Right.
special forces, and
Faith
raids and
hunters.
such. It's
Yes.
very shocking.
No, we're living in difficult times. We need to get this war settled as quickly as possible. And
Yes,
I believe it would be
ideally
settled
with a
already if it was only a matter of Prince Goldman and Prince James. Goldman snaps a glare at him as he says Prince James, and that's the first time tonight that you've heard James given that title. If it were only the two of them, I believe this could be settled much more quickly. But the fact that the annex that Baron Vincent has so much territory and so many members, and that the Nosferatu haven't chosen a side or even trying to take their own, it's too much. We're going to have to. This is going to have to be settled at least at the beginning with violence. Maybe perhaps once we absorb one of these other factions, the others will fall into line.
I believe that the most ideal outcome will involve minimal to no violence so that we can preserve our forces for the coming threats.
I hope so.
That being said,
Prince Goldman says.
Oh,
He says,
yeah, okay.
I really hope so. Please continue.
But that being said, yes, it is certainly true that the current state of affairs does not lend itself to a swift resolution, and the serious questions of which dominant party do exacerbate the possibility of conflict as all sides consider themselves potential victors. And it would be the worst case scenario that it is decided through blows. Words are
we agree to
a
that,
much
but
more
perhaps that
effective way.
We do agree. We hope it doesn't have to come to blows, but it's also important to get this resolved as quickly as possible.
Well, then I hope cooler heads will prevail in the end.
So do we. So do we.
But the Inquisition aside, in the matter of the Sabbat, yes, thank you, Sheriff Isaac. Please share any information. We will do the same. Cynthia, I don't have anything for you. And then, I guess to the rest of my fellow Ventru, at this time, I don't have anything else I would like to say. So I will yield the space back to you and for
Eric Masters
inviting me.
leans in and whispers something in Goldman's ear. And Goldman nods his head. Do you have any information you'd like to share about your knowledge of Sabbat movements at this time? I mean, your Watchman coterie is our first defense against the Sabbat. We're just wondering. We want to know what you know at this point.
That is something that I am absolutely will constantly update you all on. At this point, table talk. Do I have any news or like updates about the Sabbat?
You know from Fiorenza that it is possible Rodrigo is still around. That information hasn't been shared. And then you also have a little bit of basic information on that the Archbishop Felix Valdez is like reorganizing.
Okay.
The
And I'm
Sabbat
just
and
gonna
Juarez
say,
are reorganizing.
yeah. Well, I don't see anything bad sharing basically Sabbat information. Because the more people know about Sabbat info, the more they're likely to resolve the conflict.
Weren't we tracking the Sabbat like in the last game? We were tracking. Didn't we track them to like the park too? Wasn't that like what was going to happen tonight?
You were hoping to find them at the park because you know that is. You were just taking a shot in the dark.
Oh, okay.
I will say to them, although I will not disclose the source, our coterie has received, and thank you for bringing this up, our coterie has received credible information that Rodrigo is alive.
Okay, now I'm going to make the same roll for all of these guys. Wits and subterfuge to hide their shock from each other and from you. So Goldman, that's going to be somewhere around 7 dice. I'm just going to tell you how many dice it are. I'm not going to roll them. For
Knowledge is power, and Jack's
yeah.
just whipping it out.
So Goldman doesn't look very surprised with his 7 dice. He seems pretty good. Masters has got like 3 wits and he's got only like 3 subterfuge. He rolls like 6 dice. Timothy Hale is going to roll like 6 dice. Villarreal is going to roll like 7 dice. And Sheriff Isaac is going to roll like 3 dice.
Mine, for me to sense this, would be insight and wit.
Yes. How are you on that?
Should I do a roll?
Yeah, just tell me what your dice are.
I've got 6.
Okay, yeah, so then you recognized everybody's except for Goldman and Villarreal's shock.
Okay.
Both of them were able to control it from your eyes. Well, that's not good, Sheriff Isaac says. If Rodrigo's still around and manipulating this whole thing, then we got to get this war over. In fact, and he looks over at Goldman. It might not even be our war, it might be his. And he's bringing up the time about, what was it, like 15 years ago, where the Sabbat started a war between the Ventru and the Bruja.
So I led with that, but it didn't come to mind when I listened to what you all had to say first. I'll also relay the information they said about like the Archbishop and the Sabbat, something about that.
Okay.
But so I'll say after that. So again, I think with that in mind, you all understand our coteries' steadfast stance on peace prevailing over the current circumstances, even if all parties are not happy with the result. If anything, at least a truce is what we would like to see.
Yes.
Because the last thing we need is a divided front when
especially with the
Zabat
chance
makes their move.
this is Isaac saying again, especially with the chance that this war isn't even our design. This is how Rodrigo plays us. This is how he played us last time. And Goldman nods his head. He's deep in thought on this. Okay, well, you've certainly given us a lot to think about, Mr. Levington. Any other questions for us? For this official court?
I do not have questions for you all right now.
Then if you don't mind, and he looks at everybody except for you, if you don't mind clearing the room, I have a few things I would like to speak with Mr. Levington about. And Eric Masters helps them out and, leads them out. And closes the doors behind them. So the 4 of them are gone. I'm not going to delete them from the screen.
Sure.
Okay. Where was my fucking notes for? Okay, and then he gets up and he walks over to the window. So, Jack, is it okay if I call you Jack?
Certainly, sir. It is my name.
So the spines of the cactus have done great work. That's fact. I'm just wondering if that's really the best use of your talents. What do you think?
It is my belief that there is no greater use for anyone's talents than protect
Then what?
those that we care about from harm.
Yeah, that's about the answer I thought. I have an offer for you. I need a new head of the police, and I don't mean that in an public official capacity. I mean that in the sense of I want someone I can trust to be running the entire police force, including the commissioners and the captains. Are you interested in this position? It will take you away from the spines of the cactus, but it would gain you much status amongst the Camarilla, especially within the Venture.
Before I say
Yeah,
anything,
he
thank
turns
you
around.
for
Yeah, he turns around and looks at you as you say that.
um, thank you very much. The mere fact that you would offer me such a position uh, is a kind gesture and compliment. Um, Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
I wasn't expecting you to even offer that.
Well,
That
we
being
need to take charge of the police force. There's not only because of the war and the killing between kindred, but there's a lot of hidden things. There are a lot of things going on that need to be hidden from the mortals, and the best way to do that is to control those that investigate it. And if I were to put someone with a level of honor, such as yourself, then I wouldn't have to worry about the manipulation. We wouldn't have to worry about
could you
using them in ways that are unpleasant.
could you speak to more of how this position would function in practice regarding my, I guess you could say, instruction and direction to the public leadership of the police force?
Okay, so I did play around with the idea of putting you into a public position yourself. The problem is you were embraced too young. You don't look the part. Even if we were to teach you some makeup to try to aid you, it's always going to cause problems. So I think the best way would be for you to uh, to make thralls out of the positions of
Oh,
leadership across all of the precincts and the overall police
I
force.
understand. Um, that is, I see.
At least if
Um,
I had that position, that's how I would do it. Perhaps you could
and
find another way.
do you have any worries regarding? I mean, you received our intelligence regarding the danger that the Inquisition presented and still presents to all of our different
Yes.
fellow kindred throughout the city. They were very close to apprehending many of us, including myself. Um, do you not foresee that this position would further put me in the cross of the Inquisition by placing me so close
It
to
could.
local law
If you were
enforcement?
to reveal your presence, it certainly could. But if you handle this with stealth and subtlety, knowing that they're looking for you, what it does give us is control over some of their allies and where a lot of their information comes from.
It is also true that there are typically task force officers who participate from local agencies with federal forces, which lead the Inquisition. So it's very possible that there would be able to be information that gets relayed to us through those kinds of connections.
Exactly.
Let me.
If you don't want this post, someone will take it.
I am interested in it, but this is something that I need to talk with my coterie more.
Right.
Because this is something that I believe I would. I need to think on it personally for myself, but I also need to talk with my coterie. So I cannot give you an answer at this time if that is acceptable.
That's fine. Take your time. Not too much time. If I get impatient, I'll choose another. But take your time. I'm also considering the possibility of offering you the title of sheriff and then putting Isaac in the position that I just discussed instead.
Oh. Again, I will need to talk with my coterie, but thank you as well for that. Is there anything else that you need help with?
Well,
or would like to discuss with me?
I do want to discuss the responsibilities of a Camarilla sheriff so that you understand what that would entail. The sheriff, unlike the way James was running things, a sheriff is not the guard against the Sabbat, is not the guard against the Lupines. That's why we created your coterie to begin with. The sheriff's duty is to uphold the traditions of the Camarilla. You become the law of my court. Our court. He does not say my, he says our. I even took note of that. Whenever he's speaking, I'll tell you just in case I fucked it up earlier anywhere. Whenever he is speaking in an official capacity in terms of the court, he never uses the terms I or me or my. He always uses we or us or our. I think this was the only time I fucked it up, but just in case you caught hold of that.
Well, in I guess with that more specific information, I believe that I would probably be of better use in the coterie considering my lack of tact with other kindred.
Okay.
Regarding the sheriff offer, but the other
I agree. I wanted to make sure that that you understood it was offered. I do agree that I think your talents would be better used in the position of controlling the police department, or perhaps even in the position you are already in as the primary investigator of the Watchman Code. But I want you to recognize that I respect you, and I offered you the position of sheriff.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else that you would like to discuss?
No, not at this time.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. And before I say this, I'll just know I am only using. I am currently avoiding using the terminology of prince so as to maintain respect for all parties as a part of our neutral role.
Okay.
So if I may just currently refer to you as Sir Goldman, if that is acceptable. If you understand.
He cracks kind of a smile and nods his head. I understand.
Thank you for your understanding in this difficult circumstance from my position.
Yeah.
And I
He
give him a
doesn't say it,
bow.
but he thinks. Spoken like someone with 1 charisma and 0 etiquette.
Yeah. Oh. But and then with that, I'm gonna
Make your
turn,
way out.
sort of first, like slowly, like turn to go.
Okay. And the others are gone, but Eric Masters is still here. Do you need a ride home, Mr. Levington? He says. No, he says Jack. I think he's always called you Jack. Do you need a ride home, Jack, or back to the police station where I picked you up, where I imagine your car is?
Yes, if you could just return me to where you picked me up.
I can do that. So how did it go with Prince Goldman? He says he leads you, down the elevators and out the building.
All right.
How did it go with Prince Goldman? Did I lose my...
Wait.
Am I still here?
Uh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
You got it? Yep.
Okay. Yep, so he leads you out the front door and back into the limousine. Let's pull up the limousine. So how did it go with Goldman, with Prince Goldman? Jack?
I think it went well, actually. He was. It went well.
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he offer you the title of sheriff?
Well, you'll probably hear some news about things regarding that after I talk with my coterie. So you'll probably know the answer to that in a few days.
Yeah, the Primogen Council discussed it before I brought you in there.
Oh, well. Nice
Sheriff
to know
Isaac.
it.
Sheriff
Must
Isaac
have been a.
was actually open to the idea of handing off the title to you. There's
Nice to
something.
know it must have been a.
There was some other job that he's interested in that is not. It's not quite as official. Something among the Ventru that I'm not privy to.
Must have been for a unified front. If you took you all a few hours to discuss it, but
Well,
I'm joking, by the way.
Mr. Hale thinks that
But
you're far too young to carry that kind of title. And
well, that's not surprising when that's not surprising
and then of
from
course
being
we
that
had other things to discuss as well.
instead of years.
And it's part of Ventru politics to make people wait outside. So I'll let you know that as you're starting your Ventru life and politics is starting to become your thing. Rule number one to having the power is making other people wait on you. Took me a long time to learn that lesson, so you can thank me later.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I'll thank you later then.
Okay, and you get back to the police station, and he drops you off. And the limousine drives away. It's like 4 in the morning now. 3 in the morning, something like that. It's late. You haven't heard anything from your coterie, except that they were going to break the blood bond of Jessica's sire. And that they were meeting at the shut down motel behind the bar. So it's up to you if you want to go there or if you want to go home. There's always a place for you to sleep at that motel. So.
Okay. Well, I need to. God, I need to get to where my coterie is.
Okay.
That would mess up with the timeline.
No, it won't. You'll get there late.
So
You
I guess
know how to
I'll try.
situation.
Yeah.
I'll try to make it to him and then get there late. So
Yeah, you get there late. So you don't really have the time to talk, but you see them, and they're making their way to bed down for the day. As you get there, you park your car next to Bright's car. On the driver's side door of Bright's car is a claw scratch through the steel, through the door. A big claw scratch from 4 fingers right through the door.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Okay. As you park your car next to Bright's
Yeah.
car, in the driver's side door of Bright's car is an 18-inch claw swipe across the door.
Oh God. I just need to hear the number again. 18. God. Jack, as I get out of the car, I just look, shake my head.
Okay, you can have a conversation with Bright if you want, while everybody else is going to bed down, because he doesn't have to. But you don't. You only
Is
got
he in the car?
No. He seems to be guarding one of the rooms, or at least keeping an eye on it.
Okay, so I get up to, I guess, the main room that we would, I guess, normally go in. And if I see Bright,
He's actually at...
mean,
No, wait. He's at that room. You guys brought the bed into that room, right? So, yeah. That's where he is.
Okay, so
And
who do I see first?
You're starting to feel tired already. You only got like 20 minutes till you get to sleep. But, but you can spend that 20 minutes having a conversation with Bright if you want.
Okay, so I guess I go up to Bright.
That's Josh. Is Josh here?
Yeah.
Okay. Jack just pulled up and he's walking over towards you. He doesn't have very much time until he needs to get a room, but he's coming towards you.
Hey, Bright.
Hey.
It's late. I've got some news that I'll tell everybody in the night. What happened to the door? The car?
You don't know. You never even noticed it. You were kind of in shock and in a hurry, and no, you haven't noticed it. You would have noticed it when you went back to the car.
Okay. So. Okay. I don't know what. Okay, what are you talking about?
Okay, so yeah, you're walking over and you see it. It's actually going across from like a few inches of the passenger door and through and across the driver's side door, where he was probably about 6 inches shy of the depth needed to strike and kill you through the car door.
Oh, you know what? Why don't we're just gonna talk about it and when we wake up. Is everything good? Can I go to sleep?
I think
Now's a good time to tell him that Craig is dead.
I mean,
now's a great time to tell him that Craig is dead.
Wait, is Craig dead?
No.
What?
Craig's dead.
Well, when did that happen?
No, I'm just,
And he's trying to get you to mess with him.
But no.
Oh.
Is I wouldn't know. I'm like, is Craig dead?
Bright's not like that. Dragos would have definitely told you that Craig is dead.
I don't know
Well,
how
and
this guy is, but he's an
if
asshole.
Craig was dead, I probably wouldn't even be there anymore because I had
Yeah.
fucked up on my mission.
That's true. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, he showed you where your car's all fucked up, and probably the window isn't going to work, but the door still opens. But it's very suspicious,
Yeah.
so you're going to have to get that fixed. It definitely looks like some fucking monster clawed the side of your car.
So, don't remember that quite happening, but we had a run-in with some wolves stretching further than they should have. But I'll let everybody know in the morning, or rather, next evening. Yeah, I'm probably need to get sleep or caffeine in me.
Okay.
Okay.
And all the vampires go to bed. Bright, are you going to do anything that matters during the day?
I believe I messaged you my
Oh, did you
unique
message me?
ammo idea.
Okay. Let me look at that.
But yeah. But basically, he'll make orders on Amazon and all that. But
Oh,
other
that.
than that,
Okay. Yeah.
that he doesn't have anything.
Okay.
Because in all reality, he did not like having his pants down when the wolves came a knocking. Even though for the metaphor to work, he did pull his pants down.
Okay. All right, then everybody will need to make a rouse check as you guys wake up the next night.
I do not have my computer. Can somebody rouse for me?
Yes. I'm just gonna roll a d6, a d10. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Six. You are not hungry.
I'm walking back to my computer now to do it.
Okay, I can roll for you too. I don't care. Let me roll for you too. We got for Hector.
No, I'll be there in like 5 seconds.
Okay, you can try again then.
What are we
'cause my
rolling
roll
for?
was bad. They are rolling for waking up. Rouse check.
Oh gosh. I can't actually get to my rouse check for whatever
You want me
reason,
to
so I'm
roll
just
it?
gonna roll a d10.
Okay, yeah, just roll a d10.
6.
You're good too. So the only one who got hungry is Craig, and Hector still needs to roll his.
Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, remember the night's barely started. I'm already at number 3.
Yep.
Where is it? Okay. Why is this slow? Character seat.
Craig, do you still have 8 humanity?
Yes.
You wake up first. You have about an hour to kill before any of the other kindred wake up.
Okay.
Why is
I mean, how bright outside is it? Like, is it
The sun's going
17
down,
already.
but the sun has already set in this part of town because you're in the shadow of the
okay?
mountain.
Because
So
it
a
probably
rousing success?
nice, not hungry. Only Craig is hungry.
I was gonna say he probably should go and see if he can get something to eat real quick, or even like at 3 he might want to try summoning something, or I don't know. Maybe check the pound first.
Okay. All right. You have your own car? Is it parked here? Or are you gonna take Bright with you?
Yeah.
Bright wakes up before you do. Or, I don't know how he dealt with it. He probably took a couple of short naps and then keeps himself going off of Monster Energy drinks.
And caffeine pills that were outlawed in the 80s.
Yeah. Okay,
No dose
so
pills. Other ones.
I guess Bright drives you. Or are you guys worried about Jessica waking up?
I believe that's everyone else's concern.
Unless she wakes up before they do.
Well, I mean that's kind of what they said though, right? It's just till like the hunger frenzy only lasts till they wake up. I mean, till they go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta remember,
This
Bright's
was a weird
one and
thing,
only.
but yeah. You expect her to be fine, so
You got to remember, Bright's focus is taking care of Craig,
right.
and Craig, and everything else is a nice bonus. But that's his focus because that's what his boss wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go. Make your hunting check, Craig.
How do you do a hunting check? I don't.
Did we ever put it on your character sheet?
No, is it composure plus animal kin?
It's whatever it says on the hunting check on your character sheet. On like the second page or the blood page.
Blood page.
It's at the top, where whatever page it's on, it's at the top.
Not the blood page. Equipment.
Maybe it's a chronicle page? No, it's not a chronicle page.
Plan B.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
at
you're
the top of the
controlling
blood
my
page.
thing.
Predator, you don't have it on there. Okay, so
okay.
just roll 3 dice for now. If you get a success, then you can get a blood point back.
3 dice. One success.
You got 1 success. You got a blood point back. You killed a dog. Nice doggy. I mean, he was dying anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All that, or they're gonna put him down.
Yeah. Well, they were going to put him down.
He's been there for
anyway, for whatever reason it was going to be. Okay, and then you guys make your way back, and you guys get back just as everybody is starting to rouse, as everybody's waking up. Dr. Walter Triton is the first one awake from all of the other kindred. And he is leaning against the wall next to the door where the 3 Malkavians are shacked up. Reading a book, a big heavy textbook. And then you guys start waking up. Okay, you guys are all waking up. You wake up at whatever rate you want.
Early riser.
Well,
Is
Walter
Jessica
and,
still strapped down?
Yes, Jessica is still strapped down. Yeah, Jessica, you wake up to
So
be
Hector wakes up.
tied to the bed.
Hector jumps up and immediately springs up and goes to check on her.
Okay.
It's how you feeling there, sunshine? So
feel like
convince me
hell.
that
Convince me that you're not evil, you.
yeah. So are you feeling better?
Yeah. How's my
as you-
fire doing?
Jessica, as you glance at the mirror. Oh wait, you guys blocked
Did
the
they
mirror.
uncover the
didn't you?
mirror?
They blocked the mirror.
Yeah, they blocked me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I look around at the room. I go, are we all agreed that she looks better and it's okay to release her?
He's not screaming anymore.
Is there some kind of role I can make, Sestonn, to make the assessment? Like, as to whether I think she's out of frenzy or not?
Let's see. Make me a wits and insight roll, and Jessica, make me a composure and subterfuge roll.
Yeah, but I don't have my computer.
I can do it.
Okay.
Which insight? Wait,
Insight and wits.
which one? You said insight and wits?
Yes.
Yeah.
And for her is
That's two.
subterfuge
Let's see, okay.
and composure. Come on,
I was
computer.
not composed last night.
I got 3 successes.
Where is it in my phone?
Okay. Jessica got 2, Hector got 3. I mean, really, you're both trying to sense the same thing. So, we're going to say that she seems pretty good.
So I pop her straps off,
Okay.
You have
and
an
I
allergy.
extend my hand to help her up off the bed.
Melissa Melissa comes into the door first of the 3 other Malkavians. Big sister? She kind of says with a question as she slides
Hey,
into
Mel.
the door. Are you Jessica?
Yeah.
Big sister! And then she launches herself at you.
How you doing?
I'm good. Look, I drew you. And she pulls out a drawing. It's all crumpled up. She pulls it out of her pocket. And this is a drawing of basically yourself, but with crazy eyes and fangs all out and being held in a chokehold by Hector.
Wow. I must have looked crazy now, huh?
Do you remember any of it?
That's a good question, do I?
It has to do with
I think I just remember sensing it and having to give in so I could release it.
you have like a few images of it, which pretty much sums up the whole thing because nothing ever happened. So, your few images pretty much summing up the whole night. But you remember Hector holding you, or you remember seeing yourself in the mirror and trying to kill her. You don't remember yourself being in the mirror. No, that's just a trick of your own damn brain. You do remember yourself as a crazy person trying to kill the bitch in the mirror.
And,
Okay.
Hector just says, let's just say you're stronger than I thought you were. You're kind of hard to keep held down.
Thanks for that. It could have been really, really rough.
Hey, you did what you were supposed to do, so thank you for putting yourself through that.
Jack wakes up and comes in the room. Is Jack still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. As you come in the room, you see a wheelie gurney bed table thing, and it's got leather straps all over on it to hold people down, and it looks like they have just pulled Jessica out of it.
Can somebody give me the rundown on what happened last night? and then I'll tell you guys my
Melissa-
update because I have something too.
Melissa, who I'm not sure you've ever actually met, shows you a crumpled up drawing of Jessica with crazy eyes and her teeth bared being held in a chokehold by Hector. Her art is actually pretty damn good for being with this was drawn with crayons.
So,
First of all,
Aaron,
that's impressive. Second, is this what you meant when you said you were going to break the blood bond? Which you that's not even a thing?
it is a thing. It's something I learned how to do during when we kind of went off to go train on our own.
Big sister can do anything, Melissa says, and hugs Jessica.
Really? Who's... We'll get to her. Really, you can break the blood bond?
Yeah, and where's my manners? So you know my sire Aaron, right?
Yeah.
So he sired two more. This is Melissa, and I forget the other guy's name.
Hi.
So that's why she calls me Big Sister.
I see. And but you broke it off, so you're disconnected now.
You just connected. Vincent had him.
Vincent had him.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Aaron Hopkins and Dr. Walter Triton enter the room. So everybody's in here now, I think. Except for Mila. Since Lynn's not here, we're going to let Mila sleep a little late.
Oh, they're here.
Yeah. And there's more. We
Okay,
had
I just sat down on the
visitor
bed.
last night.
Enlighten me.
So, Aaron Sire is in town.
Yes.
Okay.
As he comes in and he looks over at Jessica. How are you feeling?
I'm doing alright. How are you?
I feel fantastic.
So now what do you want to do that you're free?
I can't thank you. I can't thank you enough. I'm in your debt. Which means that you have a boon from Hopkins now. Personally, Jessica does.
Wait, did Jessica break your blood bond too?
Who are you talking to? Hopkins?
Yes.
That's whose blood bond we broke.
She broke Vincent's bond on me.
So she broke Vincent's bond on you, and then she broke your bond on her.
No,
No, I don't have a
Vincent's
bond,
bond on him.
Just Vincent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought. Okay, whatever. This is good. Wow, that's great. Where's Krieg? Is he here?
Yeah.
What about,
Craig comes in. He's got dog blood on his face.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
what about,
No, it wasn't. It never is. Isn't that the whole point of dog blood?
That
It
is
tastes
the whole
terrible?
point of dog blood. You can live off of it, but it tastes terrible. Yeah,
yeah, dog blood sounds like an insult for Kindred.
it is. He just doesn't
and
want to
is
hurt
Mila
people. He
here?
doesn't even want to hurt dogs. He only kills dogs that are already sick or are going to get killed anyway.
There's something I
okay.
need to talk with the rest of the coterie about.
Okay, I guess Mila comes in then, but she's going to be really silent. Or you can assume she's here.
Oh, and while we're at it, I don't know if you've heard Hopkins, but Vincent, if you're gonna go back to
I
him.
would rather he doesn't want to go to. No.
I'm not going
No.
back to Vincent.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, sorry.
I joined the
I'm
Anarchs
not-
thinking I wouldn't get blood bonded.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
No, I'm not.
nonsense.
I'm not privy to how this is gonna.
He just wanted. He didn't trust me. That's the problem.
Well, Vincent doesn't really trust anybody, but well then I'll just let you know, if they haven't already. So Rodrigo's not dead, most likely.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
So
He looks
yeah,
kind of in a panic all of a sudden. Hopkins does.
calm down. Don't freak out. Because we're gonna use this information to stop the war and get everybody back on the same page so that we can properly respond. I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, somebody said
Sorry,
something
my
I
kid was
didn't hear.
asking something.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, my daughter was asking me for something.
Okay.
Okay, got it. But since I've already mentioned that, I'll talk to the rest of you just openly. I was at a meeting with Goldman, and I relayed that information to him. So his faction, they know about it, and hopefully this will help us progress the peace process.
Okay.
But
That's why
now the
Drago-
other thing.
That's why Dragos
Sorry, I
is here.
didn't mean to.
He like his panic jumps. Like you calmed him down. He panicked, and then you calmed him down very easily, by the way. And now he just puts himself back in a panic. That's why Dragos was here.
All right. So, what do Dragos have to do with Rodrigo?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if they know each other. They have to know each other, right? I don't know.
So
I gotta get the hell out of here.
No, just chill for a second, just relax.
Melissa
Dragos.
hugs Aaron and pats him on the back. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Okay, what do you?
This is great. Malkavians are just great. So, what happened with the car outside and the claws?
Oh, somebody else speak?
Yeah. So, while we were doing our surveillance, we had a run-in with individuals of the Wolfie persuasion, and there was a bit of a scuffle, and I had to open fire on one of them. So I think it's safe to say that the wolves are getting a little more uppity. So you know.
So we had to run it. I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on.
Gesundheit.
Dang, our hearts don't pump, but we still sneeze. So you guys ran into lupines?
Yeah, it was at that steak we were gonna go to at the park.
Oh God.
Oh, let me put in something. So before you got summoned to go visit with Goldman, you were going to go with them. You guys have lately just been going to these parks that fit similar descriptions to the one where Salazar had been. You know, just trying to find the new place where he might be doing anything.
Understood.
Yeah, because you don't really have another lead at this time as far as finding Salazar. So you're just hoping to just stumble into him.
Which we
Okay,
kinda
that's
did.
But
That's
then,
bad.
you were busy, so they went without you.
Was it the same werewolves we had encountered before?
No. This was a lady.
It was a. Okay,
There was
great.
And what are the odds that it's unrelated?
There were also 4.
I don't know.
And
The
other time there
lupine
were
confused and scary.
3. I think there
Also,
were
we
4.
learned lupines smoke weed. I didn't know that.
At least there's something to keep them relaxed.
If you put on their anxiety response, holy shit, they need to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
well,
rage.
if I can get all the coterie together, I need to talk to you all about something privately when we have a moment. It's not super urgent, but do want to keep you all in the loop.
Can I stay? Melissa says with a big grin. I want to join your coterie.
No one.
No, you don't, Hopkins says and grabs her by the arm and pulls her outside. No, I'm gonna be a cactus. Stop! And he pulls her outside.
I'm gonna be a cat.
And Dr.
We don't
Walter
need that in
Triton
our
just
coterie.
follows them out. Like he's reading from a heavy textbook. The whole, it doesn't seem to, he's following them around, but he doesn't seem to have any attention to anything other than the book. Okay, so the other Malkavians have gone outside. Of course, Malkavians have auspex, so they could still be listening to you.
Yeah.
It's a
And
level
just
1
you
power
really-
to be able to hear shit from far away.
Wait, but
Just
isn't,
good.
are we still in the soundproof room or?
You could be. I don't know.
I think,
Yeah, this room is soundproof.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Then, yep.
Jessica, you really won the lottery with that clan.
Yeah.
But at least they, at least when they're a problem, it's funny, not dangerous.
You say once she started driving off in the desert.
That was funny.
That was embarrassing.
So, is everybody ready? Because I've got some information from the meeting with Goldman that I was called to.
Jessica, can your people hear through these soundproof walls?
If they roll real high, that's the answer.
Well, what's
It-
Maybe.
It's possible. She has you've heard about other people having a heightened senses power, but you don't have it. Instead, you can see ghosts.
So if we're not sure, and this is something you want to keep secret, maybe we don't have to
How
discuss
about
this
you
right now,
write
Jack.
it down? How about you write it down and show it to everybody?
We
That
just
way,
wait till they
unless you
leave.
I mean, they're
unless
outside.
you can translate skin scratches.
No, but I mean, we can just wait till they leave.
Are they
So-
gonna leave?
Unless you want to do one of those TikTok style presentations where you keep pulling cards out with the next thing you're going to say.
Wait, what's...
I'm kidding.
Don't do
I
that.
don't really say that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, because guys, I don't... If that's something with the internet, I can barely keep up with, like, the new
No,
stuff.
that wasn't a real. I just said that out of character.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I was definitely reacting in character.
Hector wasn't even
Well, that's
up
fine.
on the
I said it
newest
in
technology
character. I've
when he
got
was
technology.
alive.
I actually
I'm
do have
gonna just
technology.
cut my head
so-
out the door and just see if they're still there.
They're like
So I did say it aloud. I just
gathered
said never mind.
around their car, but not leaving.
Okay, is it far enough away though?
You have no idea.
Just hold on to it for another time, Jack. There's no point in
Probably. They're
risking it.
probably
Yeah, that's
far
fine.
enough away. Considering it's
We'll
also a
wait.
soundproof
We'll wait.
room.
Considering what?
Considering it's also a soundproof room, they're probably far enough away that nobody would hear. But you don't know. You don't have experience with this particular power.
Yeah, so I
No.
don't think our characters would be rushing. If Jack had enough hesitation to not
Right.
say it in front of them, then, and you also said it's not important that he immediately has to tell us. We just wait until later tonight
Yeah.
when we're not around these people.
Yeah. So I'm
Just
just
tell us
gonna.
later.
I mean, don't they technically have what's that ability called where they can just kind of see the future and the past and all that? Like, isn't trying to be stealthy with anybody with aspects kind of pointless?
I don't think it's that specific though.
Oh, okay.
Unless Jessica was pulling my chain with our hallucinations. But anyway, so we were doing the normal stakeout, and you guys got ambushed by a lupine.
Small pack.
It was I can hear
Small
you.
pack.
A small pack.
Yes.
Did
Small pack.
was it like you guys ran into them coincidentally, or did it feel like it was an ambush planned?
I think it was an accident, in so much as they're being more active, and we just happened to run into them.
Okay. All right then. So maybe we need to lay a little low or shift plans a little.
Let Craig talk about it a little bit too. Craig?
We may also need to communicate some of the information regarding Rodrigo to the other important parties, because everybody needs to know. Because when everybody knows, everybody's going to be more willing to put down their weapons and at least have a truce. And anything that we can do to just stop all the fighting before it happens is ideal.
Jack, make me an insight and intelligence roll.
Ooh.
Four. That's not enough, but you can spend willpower if you want. In fact, you probably should, because you're going to get it back tomorrow. We're almost done anyway. So yeah, go ahead and re-roll. You only got one die to re-roll.
4.
Yeah, just re-roll the one die.
5.
Okay, 5. So while you're bringing this up, your brain is going over it, and you kind of stop mid-sentence. And when you said that, and everybody's shock went across the table, and they all hit it. You're not sure what it is. Something was strange about the reaction from Eric Powers. You're not sure what it is, and it didn't stand out to you at the time. But now that you're replaying the scene in your head, it didn't shock him at all. In fact,
Wait a minute.
you think maybe he was not surprised.
How would he know? Jack's like mumbling to himself now.
Yeah, he stopped mid-sentence and he's just, looking into his own brain, and then he mutters, "How would he know?"
Oh
How would
no.
you know?
Eric Powers knew. He I was watching everybody when I said that, when I told them about Rodrigo. Goldman and the Tremere Primogen, they both were able to just sort of conceal it. Some of the others were surprised.
Primogen wasn't there. The Toreador Primogen was there.
Toreador, sorry. Tremere, that's right. Different one. Different clan. I'd mix them up.
Yeah.
But Eric,
Yeah.
Harold,
DRL was there with Golden.
yeah, he was there.
See. Cynthia, you mean?
Yeah, Cynthia, sorry. I was blanking on her name, and it was hard to hear if you said he or she or who.
Oh.
Yeah, but
She was there with Goldman?
yeah, that was one of the things I need to tell you is the Toreador are aligned with the Ventru. Yeah. And I say that like hushed. So him strengthening his position, of course, increases the likelihood that he's willing to then try to come to blows. But with the Bruja. That said, though,
It was Golden, right?
sorry, it's hard to hear what you're saying. Serious.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
it's
Just that
muffled,
one.
but that's
That
better.
one
what about
came out
now?
muffled.
Is it better?
Yeah, now so.
Is it better?
Yes.
That's better. I can
Okay.
hear you, Hector.
Yeah.
Or with James, right? Is he
Uh,
thinking about moving on James?
I don't think so. I think the goal is to try to get James on his side, and then together back Vincent down. I think it's the game plan.
But then what does he do with James? Like, is he thinking James is just going to give him away and allow him to be Prince? Or
I think that's his goal. If he can get enough people to side with him, that James will feel cornered, and then James will just back down and just negotiate. But
oh man,
yeah, it's a problem. But anyway, God, what was that guy's name? I just forgot it.
the lady, Cynthia.
No, not Cynthia. The guy.
Eric Powers.
Say it again.
Eric Powers. Master.
Yeah, Eric Powers. He was the
Eric
Herald,
Masters.
right?
Eric Masters.
Eric Masters. Was he the Herald or was he the Primogen of the
He's the Herald.
Ventru?
He's the Herald. He's the Prince's Herald. The Primogen is.
He's the
Timothy
Herald,
Hay.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make sure that his
That's
name
right.
is
Eric Masters.
Masters. Let me look back on my fact
He-
board.
He somehow knew that I can just tell. He knew that Rodrigo was already back. Which means he's either somehow had that information already, non-maliciously, or it means that he's was connected and is actually working for Rodrigo, possibly. Or well, those are really the only two options. So that's something that we need to somehow deal with.
This is the guy that 3 months ago got you guys like $5 million worth of surveillance van.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
He
think
made
he had Paso
sure
on his
that
father's
it
side?
was supposed to be kept secret too.
Yes.
Like he finagled it, right?
Yes. That's
Yeah.
he admitted that to you guys that this was him, not the Ventru clan, and that he didn't even want Goldman to know about this just in case you guys needed to use it to investigate Goldman. He told you that directly.
What's his play?
And now he's the voice of Goldman.
You don't think that maybe what if he was working for Rodrigo and Rodrigo wants to use us as a wedge between the different clans?
That doesn't sound crazy to me.
It's possible. Oh man, wait a minute. But if he's working for them, then that means the van equipment, everything we used it for, albeit not much before we broke it, and the
They
equipment
have
we
it.
still took out of it, it could be somehow, I don't know the technical stuff, but maybe it's somehow bugged and everything that we look at gets relayed back to him or to the Sabbat somehow. And then he's keeping tabs on us through that.
Who can we think of that would be able to reverse engineer that shit and figure it out with the equipment that we took from the van
Spider.
before we burned it?
Spider. Oh.
Maybe Spider.
Or Emily.
Is she better now?
Yeah.
She is better, but she is not much into the hardware technical side of things. That would be
Okay.
Spider.
So Spider.
I mean, she still is better at it than you guys, but they would.
Well, I think we need to make a
Spider is
visit.
you guys' actual tech guy. She's your hacker.
Well, I think we need to make a visit to the Rat King and the Nosferatu anyway, to talk to them about Rodrigo, to try to get them on edge as well, so that they'll, start looking for peace. So
Is Spider with the Rat King?
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
knows.
He is the new Nosferatu Primogen.
They
Spider
made
is?
Spider the Primogen.
They made Spider the Primogen.
So
Wow.
what's the Red King? I'm confused.
Rat King
The
is
Rat
a
King is the
self-appointed
prince.
right?
He is declared
Okay.
He's
himself
vying
prince.
for Prince.
Yeah, but he's never. He's not going to get it. But he'll line up behind someone at some point and then try to take a power position within their court.
Oh, okay.
But
So he was
right
the
now,
Primogen
when
then.
he's unaligned,
He was the Primogen, yes. But when he
Okay.
declared Praxis to make himself prince, he needed a new Primogen, so he gave it to his only child.
Yeah, so Spider's gonna eventually not be Primogen again once Rat King has to take a back down to a smaller role.
Mhm.
Unless Rat King's actually a stubborn bastard and he refuses to give in.
He's an older one, so like they can be set in their ways, right?
Yeah, but
Wait,
he's been subservient before, so I don't see why he'd be against it again.
But his main worry is the Sabbat, right? Like that's literally the thing that he's the most worried about. Like he thought Prince James was too light on them or too
Yep.
laxed.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But regardless, now that the Camarilla side basically knows about Rodrigo, and James knows about this at Table Talk. He knows this, right?
Knows what?
That Rodrigo's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Kicking.
you guys would have told him, but it's up to you if you did or not.
Because I'm trying to remember who even
You've had
told us,
3
but
months, so Fiorenza told you on the phone when she was talking to Craig. Then she asked to talk
That's
to
right.
you, knowing that Craig was at your house, and told you. This was on
Yeah,
your
so
phone call with the
we-
Prince of Mexico City, Fiorenza Savona.
yeah. So I'd say that we would have already told James earlier.
Okay. You may even have, but even if we didn't do it on camera, I assume that you told James.
Yeah, but I think Hector, that you should relay that information to Vincent if you can, and then maybe because once he knows that,
When do
he
I
may
talk
be
to
more.
Vincent? I'm not
Huh?
talking to that motherfucker.
Well, I mean, who else is gonna go?
Oh, you want me to go? Okay. You said just get it to him when I can. Like I regularly deal with him. I don't.
No. I mean, as the messenger representing us.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
Unless you think one of us would have better clout with him, but I feel like he respects you the most.
I don't know. I don't really fuck with him like that, but sure, I'll go. I guess it would weird if I didn't go, being that I'm Bruja.
Right. It would look. It would
Yeah,
look
he
cowardly,
might.
maybe.
It might piss him off.
They'd be all laughing. Look at this guy sent his fucking little gangrel pet to come talk to us.
Oh man,
Wow.
those would be fighting words. But and then while you do that, whoever you take with you, and then our other group, we can go and try to talk to the Rat King, which will be much fun. Does that sound like a plan, maybe?
I mean, it's the start to a plan. At least.
Thanks, Craig.
So we're just there basically to let them know we heard that Rodrigo's still alive. We're not saying our source. Are we revealing our source?
No, we're just gonna say that we have a reliable source,
Okay.
and because once everybody knows, everybody's gonna start. Everybody's mindset is gonna change, and everybody's goal is gonna be to start moving towards peace. And we need to do this quickly in case Masters is working for Rodrigo. Because if he is working for Rodrigo, he's going to quickly relay that it's busted and that Rodrigo needs to move quickly. So we may not have much time.
Okay, Jessica,
Regarding
in the middle of this conversation, you hear in your head, it's not telepathy, it's premonition. You feel it in your head, in the connection, the interweb with all Malkavians. You hear his voice. Dragos is here! And, you know, and then you're back in their conversation. That's all you got.
Hey guys,
Yeah?
the Joker guy is back.
Who?
We need to go
Where?
outside. Come on. I open the door and I go out.
I
All right,
follow.
so tabling this discussion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys step outside and you see basically this guy. He has his beard today. And he's walking up towards the three Malkavians that are at their car. And he opens up his arms wide and he says, Dragos is here! And then they all turn and look at him. And that's where we're going to stop.
Boy, that goes fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we gave Jack.
Which I
the
guess-
first
Can you
half
give
of
me
the
this? Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
No, no problem. It was
Can you guys
interesting.
give me that guy's name so I can write it down again? What this guy's name is? It's
Dragos.
It's not. It's no.
Oh, the
what
other-
Masters?
Eric Masters.
Eric Masters, who is the Herald of Goldman.
Herald of Prince Goldman.
Prince Goldman may. I'll just say exactly what it is. Knew about Rodrigo's return
You think?
already.
So is it okay for me to have before Dragos got there to have kind of suggested to Jack, like, should we think about maybe covertly letting Goldman know on the side that you noticed that?
You can say that real quick as Jessica opens the door and heads out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably should.
Could be a play to let, Goldman know, hey, I don't know what this means, but I noticed that he wasn't very surprised about that. And let Goldman figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Goldman's in on it too.
No.
Goldman seemed
well,
quite upset.
maybe.
I mean, he didn't seem shocked. He hit his shock real well, but he seemed quite upset at the possibility that Rodrigo is manipulating this war. when Sheriff Isaac brought up that possibility. Isaac was the most upset about it, and is just about as good at covering it up as you are.
Yeah, Goldman is like, he's in too deep to the Camarilla to like switch sides. He's too committed.
Maybe let them know that, hey, just maybe you need to keep your eyes open too, Goldman. That
Well, that can be something that we move towards doing after we relay the information to Rat King and then Vincent.
Yep. Take
Then
some
once we
notes
get-
on the different things that you guys want to accomplish, so you don't forget.
Yeah. Oh, and we need to let Valentina know. Like, we need all of them to know. Because you want basically everybody to be scared. Basically. You want everybody to be
So we
scared
need
so
to
they'll
send
get their
someone
heads
to
out of their
Vincent
Valentina
asses.
that's
will know.
not-
You guys told Prince James. Valentina knows.
Oh, good point, yeah.
You probably even told her too, but she knows whatever Prince James knows. They see each other
Yeah.
regularly.
We just gotta get Vincent and Rat King in the fold. We need to relay information to Goldman that, like, hey, Masters is sus, and then get ready because something might happen quick if Masters is actually like working for Rodrigo.
Okay. We are done. Everybody gets one experience, except for Bright, who's already buffer than all of you guys.
Oh, what?
He's like 110.
Oh, Bright was an NPC
And he's
So-
an NPC.
being played by
Yeah.
a
He
non-player.
fought in the
player.
Great War. He went to Europe to go fight in the Great War.
There's,
So, yeah.
What? Oh my
there's
gosh.
a reason why his firearm's still so high. He's been doing it long enough.
He was popping the caps on cherries
Yep.
back in the trenches.
Yep.
Jeez.
Okay.
There's best in fairies.
So, who do I need to
Jerry
put
was a
experience
slang
for?
for German.
Yeah. I need to
Oh,
put
I
it
thought you said fairies,
for Jessica.
please.
Okay. Who else do I need to put it for?
Put
was
what
the
down?
question?
Experience? Was everybody else able to do their own?
I can walk over there. I can do my
Yes.
own now. I'll go do it.
Cool.
What are we doing?
Adding one
Adding
experience
experience.
to both.
Oh, I added one on experience.
Okay, you're good then. Okay. How about Jinmi? I haven't heard you talk for a while. Are you here? Did you get your experience?
Yeah, I'm here. I was
Okay.
listening.
All right.
Didn't I say something a little bit ago?
Not that I remember, but maybe.
Hey.
I didn't hear it.
I tend to mumble sometimes too,
Yeah.
which I gotta learn.
I
to
mean, it's
stop
kind of a
doing.
problem that we all have a little bit. None of us are used to talking
Yeah.
into a microphone, and you know.
Well, I think Sestonn has his Serious Jess has his podcast, but yeah, I don't think everybody else is used to it.
Well, he's excited all the time on his podcast, so.
Yeah, I listened to a little bit of the Batman one. He does have a lot of energy.
Yeah, he
Oh,
does. Oh, you should. Do you have any of the Blood Bowl games that you announced? Because those are fucking great.
Wait, you announced
Those
Blood
are
Bowl
on-
games?
Yeah,
yeah, those are on YouTube. On my
Okay.
YouTube channel.
yeah.
Wait, hold on. What's your YouTube channel?
Please,
YouTube.com/Serious Jest.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
it's
okay. That's easy enough to find.
I used to get him and more shots to announce my Dignity games. I'm trying
Yeah,
to
those
make,
are fun.
I tried to
Blood Bowl
make a
games, that-
spectacle
Yeah, if you're
out of
looking
it.
at the ones that yeah, you could find the old Dignity games. Those are awesome.
Really?
Sestonn
Awesome.
had a really good.
Oh my gosh.
That team had a great story to it, man. Even like the
Yeah.
whole story arc, everything the stories you posted on the site, those are dope.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then he decided that everybody had to have a story, so then nobody read them anymore. So it stopped being so much fun.
Yeah, the site is down now. I think.
Is it? Yeah.
I guess it got whatever it was costing was too much, so he stopped paying it, and now the website.
I mean, well,
is
nobody
down.
wanted to read the stories because everybody had one. So what? What's the point? You should.
It
There
did
should
become a
only.
lot of them.
It was cool when there were stories for the people that had a story they wanted to tell.
Oh, well. We do need to get done.
That was cool. Dignity,
True.
War Pig was fucking great.
That was a
I'm
good
gonna put
one.
my, we need to get. make
Yours,
sure I have-
Preaches were pretty good with
and for tomorrow.
The grunts.
the grunts.
I don't know where
yeah.
my fighting boots are, but
Oh, I can hang up. Let me turn off the recording.
Yeah, that's right. It was recording.
Yeah, we've still been recording. Thank you guys for
maybe
watching,
Get
listening.
off that tail bit.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think anybody will care. I don't think anyone's still going to be here. This is really just a recording for me for later, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
That's your.
yeah,
Just got free
maybe
advertising.
I'll feel like taking it off. Bye. Have a good one. We are done recording.